Oh, what is the upskis, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the GXHockeyCast. We're on episode 148, Teenage Mutant Ninja Hurdle of my little hockey show, where once a week I go through all the major news and what's happenings around the NHL, semi-focused in on the Leafs and Flames. Those are my favorite teams, but we'll be discussing all 32 teams on this podcast. Or I guess, well, for now, we'll be discussing mostly the 16 teams, but regardless, let's dive in there, bro. The playoffs have begun. Who's excited? You excited? I'm excited. Holy crap. This is my favorite hockey of the year. First round of the NHL playoffs. I would say the Stanley Cup Finals would be my favorite if my team was ever in them. The Leafs and Flames, that hasn't happened since 2004, and we're not going to talk about what the heck happened in 2004. That's I've gone through a lot of therapy to black that out, and we're going to keep it that way. So, where do we want to start? Well, I want to start with saying I feel like an idiot for not actually just saying what my predictions were for the Western Series. I didn't have time to dive into them, but I could have and should have given you my predictions of what the series were going to be. So, my series predictions are essentially null and void now because we're in Game 2, I'm pretty sure, of all the Western Series and all the Eastern ones except for Florida because they got to have an extra few days on the beach to rest up before their series got started. So, but regardless, I will let you know what my hockey predictions, my Western predictions were, even though it doesn't really matter. So I had Winnipeg winning in 7 against St. Louis. I have Vegas winning in 5 against Minnesota, which is already starting to look like I got LA in 6 and Colorado in 7. So we'll dive deeper into those. But first, before we get to those, I gotta talk about my Leafs, bro. Oh my goodness. What a start. What a freaking start for the boys in blue right here. The Battle of Ontario, pretty good so far. I would say it's less a battle, but a battle of composure, I feel like, was the story of Game 1, where oddly enough, the Leafs were the more composed team, and the Senators looked a little, lost out there in terms of how the early games of round 1 are called. Yes, there were some, I even said I thought they were light, but they just didn't seem like playoff, penalties, I thought. But that's apparently the precedent, according to all the hockey shows that I've listened to. They're all like, oh yeah, it's always, they lay it down in the first 2 games and then they soften up for the rest. So we'll see how Game 3 goes. But yeah, I feel like the whistles have been tight in the first 2 games for a playoff game, in my opinion. But the Sens did stupid shit, man. When they did the interference after the whistle, I mean, Stolarz did the same thing in Game 2. He got away with a lot until he didn't get away with it, and the one that he didn't get away with looked really silly, but when you look at how much Stolarz got away with, looking like Ron Hextall out there chopping down a tree, I loved it. Gave me flashbacks to Ed Belfour as well, but anyway, great start for the Blues. I don't know why, not the St. Louis Blues, the Toronto Maple Leafs. I am, in Game 1, the 6-2 win, damn near perfect. The only thing that I had was, for the last, it feels like a month now, I've been calling out Stolarz for having a little rebound control issues. And what are the 2 goals that went in on him in Game 1? He fobbled the rebound on the first goal, and boom, it's in there. You saw his reaction, and they're calling that the worst goal that he's let in all year. And that unfortunately happens for Leaf goalies. They tend to let in one of their worst goals of the year in the playoffs. Regardless, they would probably crumble, and bad things would happen, and Ottawa would get another quick one on the board. Not this time. The Leafs composed, got it back. I think they scored right after that. Anyway, that's just the thing I saw the most. Composure, blocking, shots, man. The homie Kyle let me know, he was like, I think in Game 2, the shot blocks were 26 for the Leafs and 6 for Ottawa. And for years now, after watching the Leafs fail in the playoffs, I'm like, what is the big outlier? And one of the big ones was blocking shots. The Leafs were not blocking shots as much as the teams they were going up against, the Boston Bruins, even anybody, man. So that was something they needed to address. And coming in with this blue line, which is by far, in my opinion, the most playoff-ready blue line the Leafs have come in with in my viewing time since like 2004. Like, it's very playoff ready, and we're seeing it right now, man. Like, it's been pretty calm. Like, Brady Tkachuk so far, he's been fairly tame. We'll see if the Ottawa home crowd can bring Brady more to life in this series. But if Ottawa is going to have success against Stars, rebounds is where you're going to find success, and that's where Ottawa's found success so far against Stoli the goalie. But the Leafs defense, man, like, Morgan frickin' Riley, bro, holy crap, getting shit on all year long. All said and done, he had a pretty good year. Like, considering that pretty much, Matthews had such a down year, not as much hate on Matthews for being such a down year, but so much on Morgan Riley. Like, he was probably 10, 15 points behind the usual, but the team changed, and his role changed, and all this stuff. So I think he still had a good season, and here he comes. Playoff Mo, baby. He is back and off and running. 2 goals already. Yeah, one was a little bit of a fluke, but it doesn't freaking matter. A goal's a goal, and he's looking good, man. Morgan Riley's looking mostly good. There were some defensive goffs, but yeah, dude. This blue line, I'm feeling really good. OEL looking very poised, looking very good, looking like the OEL that was in the Florida Panthers Stanley Cup playoff run, and win. So that's really good. Stars looks very composed, just got to clean up that rebound control a little bit. And hey, they weren't both his fault. The one, the defense in front should have cleared the second one, but that first one was just a whoopsie daisy. That was just a fobble and a half. Regardless, Stars has been phenomenal. He's made huge saves, and huge saves that the Leafs go back and they capitalize on. And these are things that the Leafs never did. Their power play is on fuego right now, on fire. What is it? They got like 3-4 goals in like 36 seconds of power play time. I was stunned. I couldn't freaking believe it. I was like, wow. I'm not used to this. Marner on a breakaway, and he cashes it with the most disgusting Bar Disrael goal ever. Like, I creamed my shorts so hard. Sadly, I couldn't watch Game 1 live because WrestleMania. Sadly, WrestleMania trumps Game 1. If it was Game 7, an elimination game, then sadly WrestleMania gets put on the shelf. But I hope y'all understand. But I watched Game 2 live. It was awesome. Wore my Morgan Riley jersey for Game 2, and he scored right away, and I was going absolutely banana. Max Domi, my wife went to bed, and overtime started, and I was like, did you hear me when Max Domi scored? She's like, oh yeah, I heard you. She was just like, it was cute. I'm like, yeah, because I was trying to be quiet. I was like, Max Domi, oh my God. Like, but I couldn't help it. It was so fucking awesome. And yeah, dude, Game 2 was awesome. It was more competitive. Like, Game 1 was just like damn near a perfect Game 1 performance. And after that, anybody that is a Leaf fan that have seen a few playoff series, all we've said was, it's just one game. It's just one game. It's just one game. Well, now it's 2. So now what you got to say? I am very, very pleased. Very pleased. They take both games at home. Very, very happy. And now I'm extremely curious to see what's the atmosphere in Ottawa. And honestly, the atmosphere in Toronto has been freaking awesome. Actually awesome. I was again stunned. Like, Game 1, I was just stunned the whole freaking game. The crowd was great. They were loud. They were chanting Brady sucks. They were going crazy for every hit. Plays there. It was awesome. Like, whoa, did they drop the prices or something? Like, what happened? How come real fans were in there that night? Well done in Scotiabank, man. Both nights they were bumping and grinding. I was very impressed with the crowd so far. And yeah, so when it comes to Ottawa, what do you think it's gonna be? Are we talking 30-70 in favor of the Ottawa Senators crowd? Is it going to get as close as 50-50? Is it going to be in the Leafs' favor? Is it going to be, I just don't know if they're going to allow it. Like, I don't know how can you really stop it, man? Like, who cares? As long as they're there and it's electric, and noise is noise. So I don't know. I can't wait to see what it's going to look like. Is it going to be like right down the middle, red and blue? Is it going to be more blue? I think there's definitely going to be an influence of blue in that crowd, absolutely, but I think that makes for a great playoff atmosphere. Like, think about it in soccer, like it's generally like when they do the World Cup or whatever, it's general, I would think like 50-50, close to, and it's just back and forth battling in the crowd. I think that's great. So I hope we get a little bit of that out of the Ottawa game 3. We'll see how that one goes, but so far so good, man. Like I was concerned in game 2 when they were sitting on a 2-goal lead. Not a good idea, and they got lucky. They got away with it. They did get the overtime win, but like, it was obviously going to happen that Ottawa was going to get those goals, and they did. And, well, the only other... Okay, well, there's a couple nitpicks I can have here. In game 1, almost immediately, like within, I think, like the first 4 minutes, there was a moment where Ottawa got a shot on net, and Brady Tkachuk was all by himself, like, and there were 4 Leafs right in front of him, and not a single one of them had him. And I was like, that is got to be like number 1 on the board of things that cannot freaking happen in this series, is to let Brady Tkachuk, arguably top 3 player in front of the net in the league, you cannot let that man be alone and have that much room and access to our goaltender. And thankfully that they cleaned that shit up really quickly, but it's still a concern. And that's, Brady scored the other night, and where was it? In front of the net. So they got to watch that stuff. That's where, if Ottawa's going to be scoring, I think that's where they're going to be getting it. Outside of that, man, I mean, with Ottawa, Allmark, not looking good, man. Like, he's like, it was a rocky start in game 2, but he did clean it up. He kept them in that game. It could have gotten away from them really quickly, and it was admittedly really frustrating. In game 2, the Leafs were sitting on their hands for period 2, and I was like, all right, they're probably saving their energy for the third period. And they did. Like, they came out and they had 7 or 8 shots to Ottawa's 0 shots, and then Ottawa scores. And I was like, that's just kind of how it goes sometimes. Like, you're the team, you're on fire, you're getting these chances, you got all the shots, and they come back, they get one opportunity, it's in the back of your net. You're like, fuck, that's deflating. And generally the Leafs would crumble at that, but they didn't. They got it back. Good steal from frickin' Benoit, man, who's been okay, not bad, pretty good, and that was a huge steal. He gets it up to MAXIMUS DOMIUS strike, and boom, it's 2-0 for the Leafs, baby. So I am, at this moment, over the moon. It's not over yet. Ottawa can easily bang, get 2 at home, and it's tied up, and you're back in Toronto, but I am hoping that the Leafs can get at least 1 on the road. I'm not expecting, I'm humble. I don't want anyone. I don't expect any team to get swept. Like, even the matchups that people believe are just super, no way. Sweeps are pretty rare. So I don't think Toronto, I mean, it's a possibility, absolutely, but I think the Sens are going to be coming out swinging in game 3, man. Absolutely. We saw the shenaniganery at the end of game 1. Bound to happen. Game got out of hand. Scores very, very out of hand. And yeah, also I should mention that the core 4 has shown up. Matthews, Marner, you would like a goal from Matthews, but he's getting points. He's playing defensively, really responsible. I did say that Willie looked like he was fucking absent from class for a while there in game 2. I did not notice him for a very long part of that game, but all said and done, very happy, even though I'll keep throwing nitpicks out there. It hasn't been perfect, but so far, so freaking good. And for Ottawa, like I said, if they're going to find success in game 3, they got to get pucks to the net and find rebounds. Get those rebounds on Stoley, the goalie, because he struggles with them. And if the Leafs can't clear them out, then, that's how you're going to get those playoff goals. And you got Brady Tkachuk, if he can find space, and the Leafs, they've done well. I think he's been fairly tame. Now, there has been, Batherson was pretty good, but I'm trying, who's the guy that's been an absolute just pest to the Leafs right here? Ridley Gregg, I believe, which is, cool, man. Someone's been stepping up for Ottawa that isn't Brady Tkachuk in that top line. Stützle looks like he's getting very annoyed. It looks like the Leafs are getting underneath his skin a little bit there with some of the calls, and obviously the coach, what is it? Is it DJ? I don't know, but the Ottawa coach, he sounds like Sheldon Keefe, oh yeah, there's soft calls. all that shit. Welcome to the playoffs, man. Like, this is what I think one of the big outlier is right now in this series, is the fact that the Leafs actually, they are, whether you like to admit it or not, the veteran team. They have been in so many first round series. You would like to hope that they figured out how the first round works, and so far it looks like they have figured out a thing or two. So that's really, really good. And Ottawa, they're figuring things out too. They are new to this, but they are figuring it out. It looks like the jitters might have got to them in game 1, but game 2, they look much more prepared out of the gate, and they look more competitive. So I'm expecting Ottawa to come out swinging game 3. We'll see how it goes. I would expect a close one, and I would be expecting an Ottawa win. But as a Leaf fan, of course, I want the Leafs to win. That'd be so sick. But I'm over the moon that this series is happening. I've been liking the little video packages all throughout, showing off the old Ottawa Senators, Leafs Battle of Ontario things, the Joe Nieuwendyk goal on Lalime. How many more freaking times do we have to say? And can we just, Lalime, yeah, he was a good goalie that had a bad run. He had some bad games in the playoffs, but if you look at his stats, pretty fucking good goalie. So, and he has one of the coolest all-time goalie masks, period, all said and done. All right, let's move on to another series. Let's do some Western love here, and let's go to Colorado, Dallas, because holy shit. Can you believe that Gabriel Landeskog is skating? I don't think he got into the game yet, but he is skating with the team. He's ready to go. And it was like 80%, 90% chance that he was getting into game 2. Ross the Boss Colton was fine to go, so they went with him. Understandable. Gabriel Landeskog hasn't played hockey in 3 years, NHL hockey, and you're going to throw him into a Dallas series. Don't pull. I think what they want, I think they're waiting until they go home and let Landeskog have that, and the team have the home crowd welcoming back party for Gabriel Landeskog, which is well beyond earned if that guy plays in game 3. Like, oh my goodness, dude, that's going to be such an emotional boost for Colorado, and that series has been fucking nuts. It is absolutely delivering so far. It has been a lot of fun. Game 1, a little bit of a blowout there, but game 2, ridiculous overtime winner for the Dallas Stars. And damn, dude, the story from game the story from game 1, Mackenzie Blackwood, holy shit, man, that was classic. Dallas coming down, and Dallas played good in game 1. I thought they played good. I think Mackenzie Blackwood stole the show in game 1, man. And I mean, McKinnon and McCarr were freaking awesome as well. But damn, dude, he would make massive saves. Colorado comes right back on the attack, and it's in the back of the net, and that is huge. So huge props to Blackwood. And there's been oh dear, my filter has fallen over. Here we go. We'll put that right back on. So there's been a lot of talk about the trades that Colorado has made, and they have made an abundance of trades, impactful trades. Rantanen, I don't even think I've mentioned the fact that Rantanen is playing against his old team, Colorado, and how fucking cool that is. We'll talk about that more in depth in a moment, but all the moves that Colorado made, and especially the goaltending moves. Early on, they were like, nah, we're not going to do Forgiev. We're not doing this. At the door, he's gone. He may not even play in the NHL next year, because San Jose's like, yeah, we're not keeping Georgiev either, so his future's up in the air. Regardless, they made the hard decision, but the right decision to revamp the goaltending. Whoop, there you go. New goalies. It's worked. They revamped the center position. They brought in Brock Nelson. They brought in Marty Necas. Out the door is Rantanen, because they're like, we don't know if this guy's committed, so we're not waiting around. We're fucking winning now. So they get Necas. He's fit in like a glove. And dude, if they bring in Landeskog, which he looks like he is inevitable, it's going to happen. He's coming back. And I don't know if Dallas is going to have enough here. So that's why I've selected going in, I made that Game 7 selection before I knew Landeskog was coming, basically because Heiskanen isn't in this series right here. That is just, and all the respect to Thomas Harley. That guy has stepped up massively. He's been unfreaking real since the Four Nations face-off, where he got a taste in those games and got a little disrespect. People were like, Thomas Harley, what? And honestly, I was giving him the hype before the season started. I'm like, dude scored 15 goals last year as a defenseman, that's really, really good. And he's young and like on a really good Dallas team. This guy's going to be dangerous. And he has shown that he's stepped into the role into Heskinen's role very, very well. It's the problem that Dallas's defense took a big hit in the offseason. They lost Tanev. They lost what's his name, Hakanpää, who was already injured but wasn't when he was there. Klingberg was gone, so like their right side especially has taken a big hit, and then boom, you lose Heiskanen, and yeah, man, their blue line took a big hit, and like yeah, Cody Cece's back there hanging on for dear life. It's just doesn't look like it's going to be enough for Colorado, who is deep forward wise. They're just holy crap, watching McKinnon out there, man, I love watching that guy play. He's so dangerous all the time. It's been dope though. But Dallas, game 2, they came back swinging, man. Ottinger's been good, not great. He's been good though. But yeah, Dallas hanging on, man. They're hanging on in there. Forward wise, Tyler Seguin coming back with the big goal. That was awesome. You got Rupe Heinz, and the big thing that sucks as well is they also lost Robertson in the final game, which just fucking sucks, man. You hate to see that shit. Final game of the season, you're ready to go for playoffs, and Robertson's been probably their hottest forward coming into the playoffs. He has been unfreaking real. I, as a Jason Robertson holder in fantasy, was like, thank freaking holy crap, I've been waiting. I was trying to trade this guy. I was going to drop this guy because he was so cold in the first half of the season, but he was white hot coming in, and it sucks that they don't have that guy, but they're finding goals, and Dallas is still there. It's a 1-1 series. It's going to be, it's a big win that Colorado got to win on the road, but that's weird, man. Two big things another reason why I chose Colorado. Dallas lost their 7-8 games coming into this playoff. They're on a huge cold streak coming in, and some people they're saving their energy. You don't want to be that cold though, bro. You don't want to go that cold. Like at best, do 50-50. Win one, lose one. That's like me as if I was running a team. Like that's how we reserve energy. Like, all right, if we won a game, let's chill out a little bit. But then if we don't get anyway, it doesn't matter. I don't think you don't reserve energy like that, and you do not want to go into the playoffs that cold. And boom, they lose the first game, and that's the 8th time the Dallas Stars have lost the first game in a series. Not good. I mean, they've come back and won more of those series, but you can't keep that up, man. You can't keep that up. It's not a good formula for long-term success, and you don't want to go down early against Colorado. You lost your home field advantage, and like I said, if Landy's coming back in game 3, there it is again, in Colorado, I'm hanging in there, in Colorado, and the crowd's going to be insane. It's going to be freaking banana. You got the climate, the what do you call it, the elevation change or whatever, that will impact the team, and yeah, bro, it could be what's the term? It could be, I don't know. It could be over for Dallas if they lose the 2 games in Colorado. Oh yeah, I don't think there's a chance in hell. But an unfreaking real series so far for the Dallas Stars. Let's go to St. Louis and Winnipeg. Oh, that first game was awesome. Who expected, 4 goals in that first period? That was bananas. And I'm rooting for Winnipeg, man. I'm a Jets fan. I've really enjoyed the Jets since they've returned. I was a big fan. I was rooting for them hard in 2018 when they got to the 3rd round. I thought they were destined to win it that year. And then the team just it looked like they were going to fall apart and they were going to be dead. And then it looked like it was going to be mediocrity forever, and then they make some trades, the Dubois thing, they re-sign Hellebuck and Scheifele, where they thought, what was it, last year, where Scheifele had crazy eyes, and he wasn't blinking for like 4 days straight, and he was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. It might be over here, and you're like, Jesus, that guy is so tightly wound. Anyway, he resigns, great price. Hellebuck resigns, great price. And then they have a phenomenal season. They're unreal, but it's the playoffs where they fall apart. And as a Jets fan, watching that game, seeing Hellebuck, I was like, oh crap, he's back. Playoff Hellebuck is back in the bad way. He did not look good in game 1, but thankfully the Jets had his back. Thank goodness, man. The Jets got the win for them. Hellebuck he just wasn't present in that. Like, he just wasn't there, man. And chalk it up as a mulligan, because what does Hellebuck do? He came back game 2, played unfreaking believable. He was awesome. So good on the Jets. They get both the wins there, and that was a matchup that was very, very unpleasant for the Jets to draw the St. Louis Blues, the hottest team coming into the playoffs. Now, there was a little bit of a wobble there, which gave me hope. Like, I was like, all right, St. Louis lost what? I think they lost 3 games there in a row, but regardless, they had a little wobble there. But they not only have been the hottest team, they have the hottest player, the guy that scored the most points in Robert Thomas, fantasy owner. Very appreciative of that, Mr. Thomas. Did not win any of my fantasies. I lost in the finals in one. I got third place in another. And then the last one, I didn't make the playoffs. All I could say is that running 3 fantasy teams was just too much. So anyway, off of that, St. Louis, good effort. They had the hype coming in with the big winning streak and all that stuff. But, I'll take a look at their team on paper. Let's take a look at their team on paper, because I haven't done my due diligence. So the big hit for St. Louis is the fact that they don't have one of their best goal scorers on the team in Dylan Holloway, the guy that they robbed from the Edmonton Oilers. But he is due to return for April 26th, so he might miss one more game, but he should be back for game 4. So that is good, but if they go down 3-0, it's probably too late for that. So yeah, we'll see about that one. But looking at the Blues roster, they can put some goals in the back of the net. They were 13th in the regular season for goals for, 12th in goals against, 16th power play, and their penalty kill stunk at 28%. But pretty down the middle, really good, but we know it's that hot finish down the stretch that got them in there. Did I just call him Joe Binnington? No, Jordan Binnington, 56 games, 269 nice goals against average, 900 save percentage. So pretty good. Pretty all right. Joel Hofer with a 904 save percentage in 31 games. He could be the future goaltender for St. Louis, but right now it's a good 1A, 1B situation they got going there. Binnington played very hot down the stretch, but Hofer was good as well. So I wouldn't be terribly shocked if Hofer got into a game if things get bad for the St. Louis Blues, but wouldn't be shocked if he didn't either. Leading scorer, Robert Thomas, of course, 81 points in 70 games, so a very strong season for Robert Thomas. Sadly, he did miss some games from injury. Who knows? He could have gotten close to 100 points. He was a little slow out of the gate, and same with his running mate, Jordan Kyrou, but finished strong. Jordan Kyrou, 36 goals. The only 30-plus goal scorer on the Blues, 70 points. Good, really good. Dylan Holloway, like I said, he is out, 26 goals out of the lineup, and they're hoping he gets back. Bushnevich had 20 goals. Braden Shen had 18. Jake Neighbors, 22. Jake Neighbors, good-ass little player, eh? Colton Parayko had 16 goals on the blue line. That's really good. And Zach Bolduc, 19 goals in 72 games. He is the young man, I do believe, that they have on their team. 22-year-old left winger. He was selected in the first round, 17th overall from 2021. So he had a pretty good impact on their team this year, and that is very nice. So they are able to score. We know that with Winnipeg. We know I find they're a very deep team. Kyle Connor, one of the most disrespected freaking players ever. And can we just I just want to pull over here and talk about USA Hockey and why they have such a hatred for the number 81. Like, they disrespect Phil Kessel not putting him on the U.S. Olympic team, and then they disrespect Kyle Connor, number 81, not putting him in the game against in the finals against Canada. And damn, dude, you're missing Kyle Connor, 97 points, 41 goals, 56 assists. Yeah, they could have used that. Anyway, why does the USA hate the number 81? Let me know. So we know Hellebuck, unfreaking real, and so far so good. We'll see where he's leaning, what kind of Hellebuck we're going to get in game 3. So far, mixed bag. First game, trash. Second game, real good. Real good. So let's hope you get the real good. Will they go to Eric Comrie? I doubt it. I doubt it gets there with Connor Hellebuck. They will die with Connor Hellebuck, and so far he's been good. Kyle Connor's been unfreaking real. Scheifele's been unreal. Morrissey's playing really good. Pionk got a huge extension, like seven some odd million for impressive. I think that might be a little bit of an overpay. He's very good. He's a very good defenseman, but I don't know. We'll see. It could, like I said, with the cap going up, we could talk about that another day. But yeah, dude, I really like the team. I think Tanev out there, he's looking like a crazy man at times, just flying around, hitting everything with reckless speed and all that stuff. But this has been a really good series. Game 2 wasn't as good as Game 1, but yeah, dude, we know that it's also been physical as shit. Oh my goodness, there's been a lot of big freaking hits going on in that series. Holy jumping. A lot of big hitting going on there. These teams do not like each other, which is good for us, man. It's absolutely good for us. All right, let's go to Edmonton, LA, and another crazy freaking game over there. Almost had another miracle in Manchester. I was literally about to turn the game off, and then Edmonton scored. I'm like, hold up. Wait a minute. Let's see what's going on here. And then they scored again. And then they scored again. And I was like, holy shit, we're going to overtime. McDavid with that crazy freaking goal. He's going crazy. Everyone's going nuts, except for LA because they were at home. But, oh, LA, you're so lucky you got away with that one. That was almost history-makingly bad of a comeback loss right there. But all right, so LA gets away with one. I selected the LA Kings to win this series. I just think Edmonton's too hoit. I think they are tired. I think they are not as good of a team as they were last season. Their goaltending is shaky as fuck, and Skinner has not looked good so far at all. So that's why I've selected the LA Kings. Byfield gets another year better. Kopitar, the ageless wonder. Drew Doughty seems to have another just more flame in him with the Four Nations whole situation and the sniffing of Olympic hockey in the air. He seems to have found another gear. The goaltending's been amazing, but the big thing for LA is their road record is atrocious. They cannot win on the road. But their home record was like record breaking. They're so good at home, and they almost blew it there. So that was shaky. That was scary. But outside of that, LA looked amazing. They controlled the game pretty much the whole time, but they let their foot off the gas, man. You cannot do that against Edmonton. That is their bread and butter, baby. When Edmonton is trying to catch you and they just start letting McDavid and the offense fly out there, watch the fuck out. And how do you not know better than that, LA? This is the 4th time this team has met in a row, and you still do that kind of stuff. So hopefully they learn a lesson, clean that shit up real fast, because you do not want... We've seen what Edmonton can do this. We saw it last year in the finals. They went down 3-0. They were not dead. They forced a Game 7. They didn't win, but you can never count out the Edmonton Oilers. So that's why I pushed it to 7. But I think this is the time that LA can get it done. I think they're just more prepared this time. They're deep. They're fast. They're young. They're a little bit of everything. They got that veteran leadership with Doughty and Kopitar. Their goaltending is awesome. So yeah, but shaky so far for Edmonton. They don't have Evander Kane in there. Let me check and see who else has been missing in the series. I know they're missing a few guys. I think Ekholm as well has been down, so that is never good. Yeah, and Ekholm isn't going to be doesn't look like he's going to return for this. Well, he could. If it goes, I don't know, it's only the 23rd. He's listed as out until May 4th. So that sucks. And whoever Alec Regula is. So I don't know. Maybe Evander Kane is going to get into the next game. But as I see it right here, no. So after one game, Connor McDavid has 4 freaking points. Oh my goodness. Goal and 3 assists. Yeah, he had an unreal performance. Corey Perry, a goal and an assist, man. He thrives in the playoffs, and he had a really good regular season, 17, 18 goals for the guy. Come on. And Evan Bouchard, even though he can't play defense, 3 assists. So that's just, that's fantastic. And Jeff Skinner, we got to talk about it. He finally played in his first playoff game, and he got a point. He was a -2, but he got a point. So there's that, his first playoff game in over 1,000 regular season games played, and he finally got in there. So congratulations, that's really cool. And hold on, let me find, where the hell is his numbers? Where are you, Stuart Skinner? Oh my goodness, 800 save percentage in that first game. Yikes. Yeah, he on 6 goals on the first and 36 shots. So, Edmonton did allow a lot of shots, but Skinner ain't helping them there with that kind of shit. So, do we see Calvin Pickard enter this series? I mean, why not? I think they might give Stuart Skinner another go. It's not like I don't think Edmonton played that great of a game either. And the fact that they don't have Ekholm back there is as bad. It's as equal to Dallas not having Heiskanen. Like, that's how important Ekholm is to the blue line for the Edmonton Oilers. Guys are trying to step up, but like I said, they've already lost Broberg, and they didn't improve the blue line in the offseason. So it's going to be a tough go. It's going to be a good one. That was an fucking sane first game. At least down the wire it was. It was a little bit quiet throughout the first two periods, but it got crazy there at the end. So very entertaining series, but I'm still keeping my pick with LA winning this one in 7. Do we have to talk about New Jersey and Carolina? I really haven't. I watched a little bit of it. I checked out some highlights. I watched some of the first game, but I'm not really invested in this one. So far, it's all Carolina. Sadly, New Jersey's just really, really injured. Coming into it, people were going crazy about how big of a deal the Jack Hughes injury is. And yeah, it is, but there's more injuries as well. So now Luke Hughes is injured. He should be back for the next game. He's just day to day. But then Siegenthaler is out long until May 3rd. So that sucks. Brendan Dillon is day to day. So their blue line has taken a big hit as well. So that's 3 blue liners down. Obviously, Jack Hughes isn't in there either. So not ideal, obviously. And they haven't really done a lot. Jesper Bratt's got a couple points, but yeah, they got 2 goals in the series so far, and that's just not going to get it done. Jacob Markstrom, shockingly, not shockingly, but he's allowed, but he's played fantastic. 930 save percentage in the 2 games. He's allowed 5 goals, but he's got his guy. He's been playing fantastic. He's just getting shelled right now. They're just kind of getting completely outmatched by Carolina at this time. They're doing very, very well in this series, and it's nice to see it's Freddie Anderson, I do believe, that has gotten the net, the veteran goaltender. I think I'm wearing a Freddie Anderson shirt right now. I am not against picking up guys, going onto the clearance rack, and if I see a guy that I liked that played for the Leafs and he's not here no more and their shirt's $5, I don't mind. I got a Jack Campbell shirt and a Freddie Anderson shirt because I like them both. 960 save percentage for Freddie the GOAT right now. So yeah, he's doing really well. 2 big wins. And oddly, Jordan Martinook again, dude. This guy just keeps having good playoff runs for the Canes. 3 points in the first 2 games, dude. He did this last year as well. Taylor Hall's been fantastic. Fitting like a glove with the team. Stan Kovinen, he picked up 2 goals in that first game. He looked fantastic. So this could be a big coming out party for Stinky. That'd be cool. Jalen Chatfield had a big goal. Yeah, man, you gotta like some of the stuff here. Now, you would want Sebastian Aho maybe to get in there a little bit more, but not much to complain about right now with how Carolina's dealt with the New Jersey Devils so far in this series. So we can move on from that one. Let's go to Montreal and Washington. Very reminiscent of the 2017 matchup between the Leafs and the Washington Capitals, where you got this powerhouse Washington Capitals team. We got this young, plucky, upstart, up-and-coming team with all these young stars on it in the Toronto Maple Leafs. And kind of similar vibes with the Montreal Canadiens. You got this young Lane Hudson kid. You got Demidov. You got Slavkovsky. And then you got guys, whether you like it or not, I mean, Suzuki, that guy went to the finals. He beat the Leafs, he beat Winnipeg, they beat Vegas, and Suzuki was their top line center throughout the whole thing. So this guy's, he's had deep runs in the playoffs. Cole Caulfield, he was there, but only for a cup of coffee because of terrible coaching decisions anyway. So those guys, they've been here before, and they're doing very well. I was quite pleased with their performance in Game 1. It was a slow start for the Habs, but they tied that game up, man. And I was very impressed. I don't have the Habs winning the series. We went in depth that in the last one, but Montembeault, not horrible. 906 save percentage, pretty good. Lane Hudson with a couple apples. Of course, he gets one on the beep-beep. You get a big goal from Suzuki, and you get a big goal from Cole Caulfield. And I know it was an up and down game for Patrick Laine. Like, he had a ton of chances on the power play, and he was looking good there, but oh my goodness, defensively void. Just non-existent. Like, he was just not engaging with really anything on the defensive forechecking side of things, and that's not good. And he was a -2, so that shows on the score sheet, but he does look pretty dangerous out there on the power play. The Habs power play in general looked pretty dangerous, so not a bad start for the Habs, man. Like, they're pretty much just playing with house money. This is their first step into the playoffs with this new, core of players. So this is really cool. How did what's his face do? Demidov, well, he was a -2, so he didn't have a great showing. He only played 11 or about 12 minutes. He played about 12 minutes there. Caden Gooley was really present. I noticed him a lot throughout that game. He was getting mucky with it. I liked his performance out there. He played the most minutes as the defenseman by quite a lot with Lane Hudson. So it looks like Lane Hudson, Alexander Carrier getting a lot of playing time there as well. So that's pretty interesting. It's going to be a fun series. I can't wait to see what it's going to be like in the Bell Center. That is going to hopefully be banana, and it should be a really, like, I was just imagining that first game in the Bell Center, how crazy that would have been. At least that comeback part. It might have been a little bit anxious feelings throughout the beginning parts of the game, because Alexander Ovechkin has come to play. Holy crap. He looks like he wants a second Stanley Cup, 2 big goals from Ovechkin. He looked awesome out there. And the Capitals look fucking good, man. They don't look like they're going to take that President's Trophy curse lightly. They look good in that first game, man. Let's take Dylan Strome, 3 assists. He was awesome. Anthony Beauvillier with a couple of points there as well. And Logan Thompson playing really good in game 1. A .943 save percentage, 35 saves on 37 shots, man. So he's looking great. He's gonna... there was some... I think it was... I don't know. They were saying something like he wasn't out there on practice. I believe it was a rest day. The dude made 35 freaking saves. Give him a rest. He doesn't need to practice. So I think without a question, Logan Thompson has earned his net and will continue to be in that net. But the boys are looking really good so far. But yeah, I'm not counting out those Habs, man. It feels this again like that Leafs series back then. All those games, like what, 3 or 4 or 5 or more of those games went to overtime. Boom, this one went to overtime. It might be closer than you think. I still think the Caps are coming out of it, but the Habs are going to get a lot of experience, very crucial playoff experience that this team is going to need, and to move on forward, to get deeper into the playoffs. But I was very impressed with the Habs in their first game there against the Washington Capitals, man. Very, very impressed, very impressed. And let's go to Florida. Let's get in there. I'm a little bit cheesed off. I avoided the internet and everything because I was going to watch that game after, and I put it on today. I was going to watch it before the podcast. I was like, oh, I'm so excited. Game 1's going to be banana. And the game, I was like, all right, hit the replay, go down to the replay section, and bam, start it. And it fucking started the game right in the middle, shows the scores 5-2 for Florida. And I'm like, there's like 6 minutes left in the second at this point. I'm like, well, what the fuck, man? So I just turned it off. I was like, fine, I'll just watch the highlights. So very disappointed I didn't get to watch the first game, because when I see the score, then I get out of it. I don't want to watch it. Now I know what's going to happen, and it just takes the vibe out. So I was upset about that one, but it was a romping, and it wasn't Tampa doing it. I was shocked. Very surprised that, should I be though? Florida got rested up, man. That's a team that, yeah, like, okay, so talked about Dallas earlier coming in ice cold, and like I said, yeah, Florida came in pretty cold as well, but they didn't come in losing 8 straight games or whatever cold. Like, yeah, they were losing games, but they were getting rested, they were getting healthier, and Dallas wasn't. They got less healthy. They lost Robertson, didn't get back Heiskanen, and Florida, they came back, and they came back healthy. Kachuk was there, and he made an impact in game 1. He got 2 goals, and yeah, bro, Brady, Matthew looks good, looks ready, looks good. He's been off since February, and he came back with 3 points. So yeah, he looked great. And Sam Bennett kicking it off, in the first 4 minutes, he got a goal and a bouncer. and it was in, man. Vasilevsky didn't look very good in that game, and if I could have watched the whole game in more fashion, I don't think Tampa Bay looked probably very good in this one either. So, yeah, and Nate Schmidt getting 2 goals, the fuck is that about? That dude flew up there, and he's just coming up. I was like, is this guy not a defensive defenseman, like stalwart, shot-blocking guy? He gets 2 goals, so... Yeah, the Panthers capitalize on a performance like that, getting 2 goals out of Nate Schmidt. They get a fucking awesome performance out of Matthew, which will ease any worries about this guy. But take this into consideration, though. He did only play 11 minutes. But they probably just wanted to save him, right? So he probably is still banged up without a question. He's more than likely not 100%, but 2 goals, 1 assist. So who gives a shit? He's playing fine. Bennett looked great. Barkov, dangerous. Sam Bennett, dangerous. Yeah, dude. So Marchand got a point. I didn't get to watch the whole game, so I'm still very unhappy about it. Bobrovsky was fine, 22 saves on 24 shots. So, yeah, and one, bounced... Vasilevsky, one went off a Hedman stick and in. One was, he wasn't great, but not all the goals were his fault, you know what I'm saying? So not the start I was expecting out of the Tampa Bay Lightning. I thought they would come out fucking guns a-blazing, but no spank you. They got spanked, in fact. So we'll see how they come back. They will, I would imagine, a veteran team like Tampa will come back swinging, but Florida looks like they're ready for this, man. They look dangerous again in the playoffs, and oh dear. So hoping this one still goes 7. These two teams beat the shit out of each other and soften each other up for whoever happens to get out of the Battle of Ontario. So yeah, there's that. So let's talk about the final series, and that's Minnesota and Vegas, which was not as one-sided as I thought it was going to be. So Kaprizov, Boldy, holy jumping. Those two are dangerous together. Holy, there is some chemistry right there. They have been clicking. Everyone talking about that ridiculous pass that Kaprizov made to Boldy, that slap pass. I creamed. Absolutely creamed. That was a Kucherov level freaking pass, man. Laser beam, absolutely on the money, and a beautiful goal. And those two were really the only ones making waves in game 1, and Vegas gets away with the win. Looks like it's going to be like it doesn't look like Minnesota's going to be deep enough kind of situation, but they came back and they got the goals going in game 2, man. So that's a good sign. And Adin Hill didn't look very good in game 2. He was kind of looking a little cocky there at the beginning of the game, and then Minnesota started scoring some goals, and he shut right the fuck up. So, yeah, Kirill the Thrill and Matt Boldy by far have just been leading the charge right now. 5 points in 2 games for Kirill. You got 4 points in 2 games from Boldy. 3 of those are goals. So he's been really good, man, and you're getting a really good performance out of Gustafsson. He's got a 914. That's fucking great. It's not necessarily game stealing, but I would say the combination of Gustafsson, Kirill, and Matt Boldy, I think that combination really helped them out in game 2. So this could be a closer, pluckier series than I was expecting, but they got to get something going out of guys like Joel Eriksson. He's got nothing on the board yet. Marco Rossi's got nothing on the board. Nyquist's got nothing on the board. Brock Faber's got nothing on the board. And Zim Buyum, I know there's a lot of hype around him. I believe he's is he an offensive defenseman? I believe that's more, but he's 19 years old. He's got no points yet, but he is getting this is a great, lots of great experience getting earned right here from him. So, and from what I've heard, he's been fairly impressive. I haven't had a lot of, I watched game 1, didn't get to watch all of game 2, I had to watch the highlights, which is unfortunate because it looked like it was a pretty fine fucking game right there. So, yeah, man, I've been impressed with the Minnesota Wild right here. Kirill is a player that could absolutely steal a series. I could see this guy being 2.5 points per game throughout this series, and if Matt Boldy's hanging on with them, and if they can get one of the other lines to get going, they need Marco Rossi, Eriksson Ek to get going. So to get that. Who knows how many more wins the Minnesota could get? I mean, they've already got as many as I predicted I think they were going to get. I think I only had them at 5. I hope I picked them for 6 because I really enjoy Minnesota. I love their plucky nature, the fact that they have this cap penalty and they said, fuck it, we're going to do it, and they just continue to be competitive and very impressive. And obviously, Kirill the Thrill and some of the young players there are very fun to watch. And it's been a pretty good series, pretty good. So we'll see if Aiden Hill can bounce back. Not a great performance out of him, and just not a very Vegas-like performance in Game 2, man. They were making gaffes at the blue line that just... They didn't look very Vegas in that game. So we'll see how they come back. I imagine they will come back swinging as well. But hey, man, very impressed with the Minnesota Wild as well. So those are all the playoff series. So let's talk about some other news that has been going on. Bitches getting fired. It's firing season, y'all. So step on up. Peter Laviolette, you have been fired, my friend. I'm sorry. It's not fun. It's not fun to make fun of people getting fired, but it is coaching. You get hired to be fired. So here it is. It's the New York Rangers. You're obviously getting fired after the season like that. So heads are starting to roll. And it wasn't a good locker clean-out session for the Rangers. You know, people are pissed off. They're not happy. No shit. I mean, there's people asking Zibanejad questions about if he was getting traded. And he's like, nope, I got no plans on getting moved, so on and so forth. So, yeah, Rangers are in shambles right now. They fire their coach. Who's coming in? I don't know. It sounds like, there were some words that maybe Tocchet could be interested in the job, and the Vancouver Canucks decided not to use their option on Tocchet. Doesn't mean that Tocchet won't sign with Canucks. He can still sign. It's just that the Canucks have put the ball in Tocchet's court. So kind of a showing of good faith from the Canucks. Like, hey, man, you want to do it? Cool. We'd love to have you, but we're not going to force you here. So that's a good sign of faith from the Vancouver Canucks. We'll see what happens, man. Like, it's Vancouver and the Rangers. They're such a complicated, weird fucking franchise, man. Like, just from one year to the next, you never really know what the heck you're going to get with those teams. So I don't know, man. Like, to see if Tocchet just goes to the Rangers or something, it's like, eesh. Like, you really just it's just a toxic environment. Like, I don't know if that's good. Oh, hey, JT Miller, how's it going? What's up, dude? What's going on? So anyway, that dude got fired. I don't think they announced anyone is taking over for him just yet, but there's a lot of time. Anaheim, come on down. Greg Cronin, you're done, onion rings. You're done. And yeah, not shocked about that one. And I think this one will actually be very, very good. And the perfect timing for the Anaheim Ducks, because it has been weighing on them. They have had Cronin there for a few years now, and he's just kind of a miserable guy, kind of old school, hard on his players, very hard on his players. And it's a young team, and I think it's time. Like, they've had that tough love, and now they've been showing that they're improving, and it's time to give them a coach that will reward that a little bit. Let them have a little fun, enjoy hockey again, and see if they can start getting better performances out of the young guys. And maybe save Zegras or deal them. I don't know what they're going to do. Maybe they'll find a new coach that can be more beneficial to the young players, because they got a lot of young guys on that team, and I don't think Greg Cronin meshed very well with a lot of them. So I think this is a good firing. Greg Cronin will go somewhere else, maybe to a team that could use some tough love, because that's the kind of guy that he is. But Ducks are done with that shit. They're like, all right, your expiration date is due and you're done. So he is gone. And again, I don't believe that they announced anybody as their next person. And then we got Seattle. They fire Dan Bylsma, but they promote Ron Francis. Ron Francis getting the promotion. Come on up. You're a president now, Mr. Francis. And, some people might be like, oh, Ron Francis didn't deserve a promotion. He hasn't done shit with Seattle. They haven't done anything. They've made some questionable decisions and so on and so forth. But hey, man, like, if you're not comparing them to Vegas, I think as an expansion franchise, they've done well. Yeah, man, they just need time to build. Like, they had to build from scratch, and they didn't get the benefits of what Vegas got, and so on and so forth. So I think they're going to need a little bit more time, and probably another good draft if they can get a superstar, that'd be great. Is Shane Wright going to be that guy? No, but I think he'll be an effective top 6 player for them, and same with Matty Beniers, but it looks like those aren't going to be your top line players in who the fuck, what team am I fucking talking about right now? Seattle? Utah? Seattle. Yeah, I'm getting those two teams mixed up right now, but Seattle, it's going to take a minute, but I think they still need that super duper star. Shane Wright still has the opportunity to get in there. He's shown some flashes this year that like, hey now, I'm still pretty good, so watch out. So that's cool. And also, Jim, I think it's Jim Botterill is the new GM now, so he gets moved up. I think he was the assistant GM, so there you go. And just one more thing I want to mention, just because I want to twist the knife with us Flames fans out there, which I am one as well. The Flames missed the playoffs with 96 points, which is the most a team has, the most points a team has had and missed the playoffs. So, fuck. Fuck. Gosh darn it. So that was, hey man, I've said it numerous times already this season. I'm very proud of what the Flames did this season. There were zero expectations on them. And in my eyes, this team made the playoffs. If they were in the wrong division. So if they were in the East, they were in. If they were just, if they just won 1 or 2 more games in overtime, they were in. So yes, it is disappointing that they were so close and missed, but they weren't supposed to even be in the mix, man, and they were there all fucking year, so I'm really impressed. Dustin Wolf's coming out party was awesome. Huberdeau did okay. Kadri was good. Coronado starting to come around, man, so some of those young pieces, and who is Zane Perek, the young defenseman, so yeah, he's getting a little bit of a showing right there, so the future is, it's not bleak for Calgary. It's still a little confusing. I don't know really where they want to go from here, where you were so close. Do you build on that? Like, maybe a light retooling? Are we, like, I don't know, man, because I still don't think they have enough pieces, like draft-wise. Like, I don't know, like Coronado, they need like an elite center, man. Like, they need an elite center. They don't have it. And, maybe, I think the defense, some of those young defensemen coming around, clearly we got Dustin Wolf. That's a great piece. That's great future right there. But, sadly, the Flames, even though they had, not a lot of expectations, I think they knocked those expectations off the hinges, and I'm proud of what the Flames did this season. But yeah, fuck, that sucks that they freaking missed like that. So close, but yet so far away. And yeah, that's gonna hurt their draft chances. Probably going to be in the middle, somewhere around there, and who knows, they can find a gem. Gems can be found in there, so hopefully their scouting is good, and they know what they want to get, and they get it, and that would be awesome. Just like you guys are for listening to this podcast. Thank you so much for listening. You the best. You want to be even more of the best, though, make sure you're listening and reviewing and sharing this podcast around wherever you're listening to it, on Spotify or iTunes, wherever the heck. Give it an honest review or whatever, and share it around with a few of your friends. And how about an enemy? Why not? Let them, you got to keep an eye on them. So, make them listen to the same things, and then, hey, maybe they become your friend. I don't know. Anyway, I upload all these to YouTube as well on the Gamer GX Videos YouTube channel. The link is in the description. Go check it out. Subscribe. Drop a comment over there on the YouTube channel. Want a question answered live on the pod? Anything about hockey, wrestling, video games would be preferred, but I can try my best. I do know how to cook, so I can help you with that maybe. And there is a Twitter page, also a link there. I've been posting more and more now, so if you're curious, go check it out. It's pretty much just, hey, this episode is out, but if you want to get in contact with me, that's a good place as well. And also, you could drop comments on Spotify. You could do that as well if you would like to. I do my best to try and keep on them, but they don't give you like notifications or anything like that. But anyway, if you drop a comment on there, best place would be YouTube. That's where I would suggest it. But in terms of what else we got going on with the podcast, a lot. There was a lot of wrestling that went down. So I had 2 extra pay-per-view reviews, or PLE reviews, one for NXT Stand and Deliver, and then the other one for WWE's WrestleMania Night 1 and Night 2. So 2 separate episodes right there. I hit 200 episodes on the WrestleCast, so congratulations to me. A lot of people don't make it past 10 episodes on a podcast, and here I am at like 200 on Wrestle. We're at 148 on hockey, and we're at like 141, I think, now on the GamerCast. So, yay me. I just really love doing this. This is so much fun. So anyway, the WrestleMania reviews are up. The Stand and Deliver review is up. The recap was up from last week. The recap will be coming to you this week as well. And the GamerCast this week will be what the heck did I do? Oh, we're reviving dead franchises. So I've got a big list made up of franchises I would love to come back from the dead, trying to only games that have more than one sequel. That's what a franchise is, right? So I have another list that I made for sequels, so there will be... I made lots of lists, y'all, so lots of lists are getting made, but we're going to be talking about dead franchises, and I'm stealing that idea from Kinda Funny, and I love those guys, so thank you for the great idea. It was a very fun episode. I won't be doing it the way that they did it, in like a kind of a tournament. They did like a tournament to revive one. I'm just going to talk about a bunch of franchises that are dead that I want to come back and maybe discuss what I would like them to do if they were ever to come back. So that'll be a lot of fun. That'll be this week's GamerCast. So there we go, everybody. One more time, you the best, and I'll be back again with some more GX Podcast.